Hello and good afternoon. It's Phil Thatch and I'm here today at Harrison Bay State Park, one of my very favorite places. I love to come here in the summertime. My family, we bring our boat and we go and eat at Dockside Cafe, and in the wintertime, this is a good place for bird photography. I'm here right now at Camping Area C, which is behind me, and a lot of times I'll slow roll around this camping area in the wintertime and see all sorts of nice birds, most importantly red-headed woodpeckers, which are kind of difficult to find in a lot of places, but they're pretty common here. I may be a little too early, or maybe the afternoon's not the best time. I've been here for a few minutes and kind of looked around, saw a kingfisher, but I failed to approach it, or I approached it, it failed to stay. And I got, a photograph of a Canada goose, which is like the easiest bird in the world to get a photograph of. But I'm gonna hang around here for another hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes or so, and see if I can get a picture of a bird or two. I see lots of small birds flying around, not sure exactly what they are. Oh, I think that's a downy woodpecker that just landed right over there. So that'll give me something to start on, maybe. But anyway, we'll see what I can find. So here is the Canada goose photograph that I was talking about. I never did get any woodpeckers of any variety that day, which is what I was there for, but I did get this great blue heron in a tree photo, which I really like to get pictures of heron in trees as opposed to on the rocks at the Chickamauga Dam. And here is a squirrel enjoying an acorn. Here's a male eastern bluebird. Looks like it's surveying its territory. And then I left Camping Area C and cruised around the rest of Harrison Bay State Park, and I got this picture of a very young deer. And here's another deer. I like the out of focus deer in the background of this one. And then here is the final deer photograph of the afternoon. Well, I have been hanging around here. It's now almost 5 o'clock, and the bird photography has been a struggle at best. Really didn't get much good. I saw some deer though, and I got some really nice up close kind of portrait headshots of deer. And now there's a pretty good looking sunset over there that I may make a photo of before I head home. All right, well, here is the sunset photo I made at Harrison Bay State Park. This is the first shot I ever made with my Z6 using my new L bracket that I purchased. All the bird photos leading up to this were with the D500 and the 200-500, and all the rest of the photos in this video are with the Z6. Well, I made a couple of sunset shots. It's the first time I've used my new L bracket, and I really like it. But I don't know if any of those shots were any good. So this short photography adventure was not the best by any stretch of the imagination. It was a fun way to spend the hour or so that I had free here at Harrison Bay State Park. And tomorrow morning I'm going to try some wildlife photography in another location, the Curtain Pole Road area. I'm hoping that maybe the hooded mergansers may have shown up, so let's go on there now. Okay, well now it's tomorrow and I've come to a new location. This is the Tennessee Riverpark Curtain Pole Road area. If you have followed my photography for any amount of time at all, you know that I absolutely love this location. I first came here years ago when my friend Brett Douglas pointed out some hooded merganser that were here, and I actually was hoping to find hooded merganser here today, but there's not any. Today I scouted the pond, didn't see any hooded merganser, but there's some wildlife going on over there, so I think I'm going to hang out here for a while and see what I can make some photos of. Okay, so all of the rest of the wildlife photos and even this wildlife video of this brown thrasher is made with the Nikon Z6 and the VR500 f4G lens with a 1.7 teleconverter for a total of 850 millimeters. So not using the D500, my regular wildlife camera, for the rest of these images. Here is a photo with that setup I just described of a brown thrasher strangely in a tree. Usually you see them on the ground. When I scouted Curtain Pole Road, I got out and walked down by the pond without my camera, I saw 2 or 3 things that I thought might make good photographs, and then I went back and got all my gear together and came back and they were pretty much gone. I was about to leave and I heard a pileated woodpecker, but I didn't see it, and then I managed to get a pretty good photograph of a brown thrasher. But now I've left Curtain Pole Road and I've come up here to the area below the Chickamauga Dam, and not much going on here either. So now I'm going to go down just a little ways down the Riverpark, straight down in that direction behind me, and see if there's anything going on behind Chattanooga State. Okay, so here is a Carolina Wren. This is right behind Chattanooga State on the Tennessee Riverpark path, which is at the top of a steep hill of rocks that is right by the Tennessee River. And the steep hill of rocks has a lot of trees on it, and that's why you can see birds there. And I really think this next clip is interesting because look at the river in the background out of focus. It looks like some sort of, I don't even know how to describe it, but you can come up with your own description. But there is the Carolina Wren doing its thing right by the river. And here's a photograph I made of that same Carolina Wren. This is probably my favorite photograph of the video. Usually I would say favorite photo of the day, but seeing as how this is a multi-day video, I'll say the favorite of the video. The part of the Riverpark down here right behind Chattanooga State is often one of my favorite places to photograph birds, small birds, because the path is at the top of that hill over there, and there's trees that are kind of below the path, and you can kind of, especially this time of year when there's no leaves on the trees, you can get some birds. But there wasn't too much here today. I got one picture, a vertical shot of a great blue heron that I was really fond of, and I saw some Carolina Wren, which are not exotic by any stretch of the imagination, but I always enjoy photographing them. So I got that, and now I'm going to move on again. Okay, so this is the great blue heron in a tree photo that I made behind Chattanooga State, and just like the other great blue heron photo in this video, I like it because it's in a tree and not on the rocks. And here is a English house sparrow, a male. This is an invasive species, but even though it is an invasive species, I think it may be one of the most beautiful sparrows that you'll find in America. And here is a short video clip of how high the water was at the boat ramp this particular day. There you have it, a couple of days worth of wildlife photography using 2 cameras and 2 big 500mm lenses and a 1.7 teleconverter on one of them. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.